Hello, everyone. Good day to all of you. I am your discussant for today, Marlet Manalansan. We're going to talk about the Republic Act number 6713, or the Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for Public Officials and Employees. To start with, here's the objectives for today. First is to analyze the Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for public officials and employees. Second is to understand the importance of the norms of conduct in professionalism. So what is Republic Act number 6713? Republic Act number 6713, otherwise known as the Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for Public Officials and Employees, was approved on February 20, 1989, and which took effect on March 25, 1989, conformably to Section 17. In Section 1, it says that this act shall be known as the Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for Public Officials and Employees. In Section 2, the Declaration of Policies, it says that it is the policy of the state to promote a high standard of ethics in public service, so that public officials and employees shall at all times be accountable to the people and shall discharge their duties with utmost responsibility, integrity, competence, and loyalty, act with patriotism and justice, and lead modest lives and uphold public interest over their personal interest. So now, what is the purpose of this act? As it is an act establishing a code of conduct and ethical standards for public officials and employees, it says to uphold the time-honored principle of public office being a public trust, granting incentives and reward for exemplary service, enumerating prohibited acts and transactions, and providing penalties for violations. Now, let's unlock some definition of terms from this act. First, we have the government. Government includes the national government, the local governments, and all other instrumentalities, agencies, or branches of the Republic of the Philippines, including government-owned or controlled corporations and their subsidiaries. Next, public officials. Public officials includes elective and appointive officials and employees, permanent or temporary, whether in the career or non-career service, including military and the police personnel, whether or not they receive compensation regardless of amount. Next, gift or receiving gifts refers to a thing or a right to dispose of gratuitously or any act of liberality in favor of another who accepts it, and shall include a simulated sale or an ostensibly onerous disposition thereof. It shall not include an unsolicited gift of nominal insignificant value given in anticipation of or in exchange for a favor from a public official or employee. Also, receiving any gifts includes the act of accepting directly or indirectly a gift from a person other than a member of his family, a relatives, or defined in this act even on the occasion of a family celebration or national festivity like Christmas, if the value of the gift is neither nominal or insignificant, or the gift is given in anticipation of or in exchange for of a favor. Now, we have the loan. Loan covers both simple loan and commoditum as well as the guarantees, financing arrangement or accommodations intended to ensure its approval. Substantial stockholder means any person who owns, directly or indirectly, a share of stock sufficient to elect a director or corporation. This term shall also apply to the parties to a voting trust. Next, we have the family of public officials, means their spouses and unmarried children under 18 years of age. Person includes natural and juridical persons unless the context indicates otherwise. We also have the conflict of interest, a situation in which the concerns or aims of two different parties are incompatible. It arises when a public official or employee is a member of a board, an officer, or a substantial stockholder of a private corporation or owner or has a substantial interest in business and in interest to such corporation or business or his rights or duties therein may be opposed to or affected by the faithful performance of official duty. We also have divestment. It is the transfer of title or disposal of interest and property by voluntarily, completely, and actually depriving or dispossessing oneself of his right or title to it in favor of a person or persons other than his spouse and relatives as defined in this act. Relatives refers to any and all persons related to a public official or employee within the fourth civil degree of consanguinity or affinity, including bilas, inso, and palae. Now let's go to section 4, which is the norms of conduct of public officials and employees. Here are the 8 norms of conduct of public officials and employees under RA 6713. Commitment to public interest, professionalism, justness and sincerity, political neutrality, responsiveness to the public, nationalism and patriotism, commitment to democracy, and simple living. But let's go and focus on professionalism. What is professionalism? Professionalism is a concept that refers to the conduct, behavior, and attitude expected from a person who is trained to do a job well. It is the adherence to a set of ethical behavior standards in a work environment. Also involves displaying a high level of competence, integrity, and respect in one's interactions with colleagues, clients, and superiors. Professionalism also encompasses taking responsibility for one's actions, maintaining a positive attitude, and continuously seeking growth and development. It is also the way professionals approach their job and how they communicate with others. By giving or showing positive, enthusiastic attitude, willingness, and learn new skills, volunteering to help coworkers. Here's the examples of professionalism. For example, in a work ethic, professionalism means you have work ethic which is holding yourself to a high standards in a workplace. Second, punctuality in a workplace. Professional respect the time of others by being punctual. They arrive on the time for meetings, meet deadlines, and manage their tasks effectively out of respect for their colleagues. Now, here are the elements of professionalism. First one is be the best. Pros strive to excel, and excelling at every level is how you build a great career. Be dependable. Being dependable, pros keeps their promises, meet their commitments, and learn from their mistakes and take responsibility for their errors. Next, be a team player. Know how to contribute to a larger cause and make others around them greater. Be respectful. Good business etiquette is a sign of respect for those around you. Respecting others is not only good, it's good for your career. Be positive. You owe it to yourself, your colleagues, and your company to maintain a positive outlook even when the going gets tough. Be ethical. Responsible pros works to avoid ethical lapses and weigh in their options carefully when facing ethical dilemmas. Let me share with you this quote from Frank Tiger. Professionalism is knowing how to do it, when to it, and doing it. That ends our discussion about the Republic Act No. 6713, or the Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for Public Officials and Employees. Again, I am your discussant, Marlet M. Manalansan. Thank you for watching!